Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today we are going to see the third subtopic in chapter 6, which is partial fractions. Okay, so for this subtopic we are going to know how to do a decomposition of a partial fraction. Okay, so from here you can see kita bahagikan dia kepada dua, which is a proper fraction dengan improper fraction. So what's the difference between these two? So ingat, degree ialah kita punya highest power in our polynomial. So proper fraction, bila degree numerator lagi kecil daripada degree denominator. Okay, denominator, let's say if you have x over x square plus 1. Okay, ini proper fraction. Improper pula kalau degree numerator lagi besar or sama dengan denominator. Let's say if you have x cube plus 1 over x square minus 1. Macam ni lah. Okay, so that's the difference. So as you can see here, from proper fraction terbahagi kepada 3 case. We have linear factor, quadratic factor, repeated factor. Okay, so for this video we are going to focus on how to do the linear factor. Alright, so let's see. Okay, now partial fractions. Okay, as I said before, we have a proper fraction. For proper fraction we have 3 main cases. Okay, which is the first one is linear factor, the second one is quadratic factor, and the third one is repeated factor. Okay, repeated factor. So what's the difference between all these three? Dia punya expression. Okay, so we are going to see the first case, which is a denominator with distinct linear factor. So as I said earlier, proper fraction ialah bila degree numerator lagi kecil daripada degree denominator. Okay, so for example we have e.g. x plus 5 over x plus 2 x minus 1. Okay, kalau kita expand yang bawah ni kita akan dapat x power 2 kan. So yang atas lagi kecil daripada yang bawah. So that's the example of proper fraction. Or if we have 2x square minus 7 over x cube plus 1. Okay, so let's see how to do the denominator with distinct linear factor. Okay, how to do the partial decomposition. Alright, so now we have 5x plus 1 over x plus 1 to x minus 1. So the first thing that you have to identify is either it is a proper fraction or improper fraction. So as you can see from this function, atas power dia 1. Okay, bawah 1, 2, 3. Kalau kita expand, kita ada power 3. So this is a proper fraction. Second thing that you have to identify is the denominator here. So denominator ni kita ada linear. Jangan expand kalau kamu expand kamu tak nampak lah factor dia apa. Okay, if you can factorize, we factorize. So this one already factorized, which is we get all linear factors. So what we have to do, saya tunjuk contoh dekat sini. Let's say if we have 2x over x plus 1 x minus 2. Okay, contoh. Kamu ada proper fraction with linear factors. So what are we going to do is we have to decompose dia a over x plus 1 plus b over x minus 2. Okay, tengok apa yang saya buat dekat situ. Saya pecahkan x plus 1, x minus 2, dia punya denominator, and saya letak a, letak b. So this is what we call as a partial decomposition. Okay, so as for this example, we will have 5x plus 1 over x plus 1 to x minus 1. So if we do partial decomposition, we will have a over x plus b over x plus 1 plus c over 2x minus 1. Okay, so ini penting. Yang ni kena betul lah. So that is how you do a partial decomposition when you have a linear factors. Okay, so next what we are going to do is we have to multiply everything with this denominator. Okay, so contoh kat sini, kalau kamu multiply by x plus 1, 2x minus 1, kita akan tinggal dengan 5x plus 1. Betul? Okay, so this one, if we multiply by this one, kamu akan ada a over x times x plus 1, 2x minus 1. We're going to cancel out x dengan x, so yang tinggal ialah x plus 1, 2x minus 1. So kita ada a x plus 1, 2x minus 1. Okay, then continue. X plus 1, if we multiply by this one, we will have cancel x plus 1, we will have plus b x 2x minus 1. Okay, and the last one we will have c x plus 1. Okay, so kita multiplykan semua by the denominator, kita jadikan dia single lah dekat situ. So now what we need to do is kita akan ambil kita punya root for every factor that we have. Okay, let's say this x, root dia ialah x equals to 0. Okay, and this one we have x equals to negative 1. And this one we have x equals to 1 over 2. So we are going to take all these roots dan cari kita punya a, b dan c. Okay, so let's say if we have 1 when x equals to 0, kita substitute 0, 5, 0 plus 1. Tak perlu susah-susah untuk substitutekan kat sini. Kat sini kamu nampak x. So everything, kalau kita substitute 0 dekat sini, everything will be 0. Okay, kalau kita substitute 0 dekat sini, everything will be 0. So we will left with this one. So substitute dekat situ je lah. So we will have a 0 plus 1, 2 times 0, 0 minus 1. And we are going to end up with this one. We get 1 equals to negative a is equals to negative 1. Okay, so sebenarnya kamu boleh choose any value of x, but to make our work easier, so we are going to use the roots from the linear factors that we have. Okay, supaya kita boleh terus cancel dia jadi 0. Okay, let's see one more. We have 1x equals to, let's see for the second factor, x plus 1, that means our root is x equals to negative 1. So we substitute 5, negative 1 plus 1. So if we substitute negative 1 here, everything will be 0. If we substitute negative 1 here, everything will be 0. So we have equals to b, negative 1, negative 2 minus 1. Straight away we get our answer for b, which is, we have this one is negative 5 plus 1, negative 4 equals to 3b. Negative 3 times negative 1, positive 3b. b is equals to negative 4 over 3. Okay, and the last one we are going to choose our root when x equals to 1 over 2, because the factor here is 2x minus 1. Okay, so substitute into this thing here. We will have 5, 1 over 2 plus 1. Okay, so this one cancel out, this one cancel out. We are going to left with this one. Equals to c, 1 over 2, 1 over 2 plus 1. And then we are going to get our answer for c, which is 14 over 3. Okay? Okay, I remind it one more time. You can choose any value of x. Okay? Can substitute any value of x. Any values of x. But to make yourself easy, we choose the factors here. Okay, supaya kita boleh cancel supaya dia jadi 0. Okay, and here you have to multiply by the denominator. But belum habis lagi. The question said express this thing in partial fraction. We only have a, b and c. So we want to do our final answer. We will have 5x plus 1 over x plus 1, 2x minus 1. So this will be your final answer here. This thing here will be your final answer. So our a is negative 1. So we will have negative 1 over x. B is negative 4 over 3. So we will have minus 4. 3 akan duduk dekat denominator. X plus 1. And the last one, our c here is 14 over 3. So we will have plus 14 over 3 to x minus 1. Okay, so that is how you do partial decomposition for a linear factors. Okay, so let's do one more example here. We have example 70. So 17, kalau tengok dekat sini bukan linear. Okay, then you have to factorize. If you can get a linear factor, so kita kena guna case yang inilah. So factorize boleh dapat ke? We have 3 over x square plus x minus 2. If we factorize, we should get x to 1 plus minus x minus 1 x plus 2, which is both of our factors here is linear. Okay, so kita boleh pecahkan dia menjadi a over x minus 1 plus b over x plus 2. Okay, so ini decomposition kita. We have to find our a and b. Okay, so multiply everything with x minus 1 x plus 2. So ini cancel, akan tinggal 3. Multiply everything with x minus 1 x plus 2. This one cancel, akan tinggal a sahaja, equals to a times x plus 2. Betul tak? Kan, kalau kita darabkan kat sini, a over x minus 1 darab dengan x minus 1 x plus 2, kita cancel x minus 1, akan dapat a x plus 2. And the next one, kita ada b x minus 1. Okay, so now we can find our a and b. Sama juga, you can use any value of x, but to make it easier, we use our factor, the roots from our factor. So we will have x equals to 1, x equals to negative 2. So we have when x equals to 1 and when x equals to negative 2. So substitute 3 kat sini, tak ada x, so 3 sahaja. So 1 minus 1 dekat sini automatically akan dapat 0. So kita hanya perlu substitutekan yang inilah, a 1 plus 2, which is we have 3a is equals to 1. And then we have when x equals to negative 2, we have 3 equals to a. Kat sini tak perlu substitute lah, sebab negative 2 tambah 2 akan equals to 0 terus. So we can ignore that. Terus dapat b equals to negative 2 minus 1, which is we have negative 3b. b is equals to negative 1. So we have our answer for a and b. Let's just substitute a and b into our decomposition here, partial decomposition. We will have 3 over x minus 1 x plus 2 equals to 1 over x minus 1 minus 1 over x plus 2. And that will be your final answer.